Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In this video I will be covering two SQL based concepts. First is pivoting and the second is the row number function. After that I will also walk you through the approach and solution to medium level HackerRank problems which are also based on SQL. So let's get started. So let's begin with the first one, row number function. Now this function adds a new column to the output and it gives a number to each row starting from 1 and then it keeps on incrementing, so 1 2 3 4 like that. And it has two parts, partition by and order by. Let us understand the syntax first. So you select the columns that you want in the output, then you have row underscore number, that's the name of the function. You do not have any arguments for this function. Then the over keyword is used, and following that you have inside the parenthesis partition by and order by. Now partition by here is optional whereas order by is mandatory. So what partitioning does is it kind of divides the entire data into n number of segments, whatever unique values that particular column has, the column that you have used for partitioning. After that you have the alias name for the row number, otherwise row number as it is will be displayed in the output, and if not, if you provided the alias name, then that will be used, and then finally you have the table name. Let's move on to understanding with the help of an example. I use MySQL Workbench to execute MySQL queries, and if you want the entire MySQL setup done on your system, then I have provided a link for the installation that is given in the description. Let's first understand what the table looks like, what our data looks like. The table is called EMPL. Forgetting what if the data here makes sense or not, and let's focus on what the concept is. So I have selected all the columns, then after that row number is there, over keyword is there, partitioning by gender, so I have used gender for partitioning, and then order by salary. This is the alias name I have used, and finally the table name. Let us execute this query. Alright, so what I have already mentioned is that two partitions will be made since my gender column had two unique values, female and male. One thing to notice here is that the partitioning is done alphabetically. So firstly you have the female partition and then the male partition. All other rows have been arranged according to that. And since we chose salary as the order by column, so inside female you have all the amounts arranged in ascending order, which is by default, and then in the male again you have that. If I do it by pet, say for example, or by salary, okay, let's execute it. So again it's done. So cat comes alphabetically first, then deer, then dog, and then inside all these you have the salary arranged. So that's about the row number function. Let's move to understanding what pivot does. I will be using my Microsoft SQL Server instead of MySQL Workbench. Why? Because pivot does not work on MySQL. The pivoting operation can be performed on MySQL, but not via this keyword pivot. So here I'm going to show the data first. We have a table called sales which has the following rows. Now if you notice, we have repeated values. We can assume this amount to be either the sales or anything for that matter, but the values are different, and it can be same also the amount column. So we have Adam in 3 cities which have been repeated, then same is for Alexa. Now what we want to do is we want to display the names, alright, and along with that we want to display the sum of the sales done in respective countries by each of the employees or the names that we have. So for that, if we use group by, then we'll again have repeated values. Adam in UK will be one value, Adam in US, so there will be redundancy in the employee names. So if we use pivot, I'm going to be moving to explaining the syntax after executing this example. So let us execute this query first, and then part by part I'll explain what the query looks like. So now we have exactly what we wanted. We have Adam and then the sales done in India, US, UK. So this is the size of the data has reduced, and it is in a more readable and understandable format. Now let us understand what the query is like. So we select the first column, which is our employee name. Then we select the columns that we want to be pivoted. So these values were present as row values in the original table, India, US and UK, under the column name country, right? but we want them to be acted as columns, so we'll select that from the table name. Then we use the pivot keyword, and in within the parenthesis we have the aggregation operation. So in our case it is sum, and what we want to sum is the amount column. So in that we mention amount for keyword, followed by the columns from which the row values are to be converted into column values. So the original column name was country, so for country, in and within parenthesis the column names, as then you give the alias name as pivot table. Let me relate it with the query that I just executed. So select non-pivoted column. Non-pivoted column is the employee name in our case, then first pivoted column, second, and then last. Now here why they have written select query is because say suppose if in the original data you have more columns than what you want in the output. In our case we just had the name, country, and the amount. But what if we had another like employee ID? So we use this select query to select the portion of data that we want in the output, and this is also known as a derived table, and we can use an alias name also. But here we have ignored this since we had all the columns that we needed to be present in the output also. Then we have the pivot keyword, then the aggregation function, which was sum in our case, for, and then followed by the column name, column that contains the values that will become column headers. So country, in, then comes the first pivoted column, second, and so on, as alias name, which was pivot table in our case, and you can also add an optional order by clause. So now moving on to explaining with the help of another example on HackerRank. So this example will use row number and pivot, both of the concepts that I just explained. Let's understand the problem statement first. So the problem is called occupations, and we have a table called occupations here, which has name and occupation. The sample input is like this. What the question asks us to do is that we have to output the names in alphabetical order. So like it has to be differentiated based on the occupation. Okay, so the order also they have provided. So the order should be doctor, professor, singer, and actor. The doctors that we have, Jenny and Samantha, and since we do not have a third doctor, therefore the value displayed is null. Then following doctor, what we had was professor. So we have 3 professors, so on and so forth. We make use of row number, pivoting, and let me walk you through the query step by step. Okay, so let us first understand this part. So select name, occupation, row number over partition by operation, order by name as rnum. Now what will this do is that this will display, this will kind of extract name, occupation, row number is indexing 1, 2, 3 over partition by occupation. So you will have actor first, and then doctor, singer, and so on, and within that you will have the row number. So and then name. So that is the kind of output that this query will produce. Alright, so with this we want to pivot the name divided by occupation, right? So what this query will do is that it will have doctor, professor, singer, and actor, and under that you will have the names. This we want to pivot with this. So from the entire all these things, you don't want the row number, you don't want the occupation, you just want the column headers which were produced by this pivot operator, that were doctor, professor, singer, and actor, and under that you had the names, because that is what this pivot query will produce. So we just want them in the output, right? So finally the ultimate select query that we have is we are selecting doctor, professor, singer, and actor from these. Now if I execute this, so that's what you have, and you will have a null automatically wherever the names have exhausted, or you do not have the following names for a particular occupation. So this is it. This problem is called the pads, and let's understand what the question says. So we have a table called occupations, and inside that there are 2 columns, name and occupations. This is the sample input. They want us to display 2 result sets. The first one is that, let's go on to see the sample output. So the first part says that you need to print the alphabetical, you need to get the output of the names in alphabetical order, and beside that the first letter of that particular occupation that the person is associated with has to be returned. That is the first part. The second part says that you have to give a count of all the different occupations in the increasing orders, and then if two occupations have similar count, for example there are two doctors and two singers, so then in that case the ordering has to be done in alphabetical order of the occupation. That is why we have D before S and A before P. Let's move on to the solution. So now this question does not involve any joins or group by or any of that. It's just basic select with a few modifications. So what we need is, so if we look at the output, we have name, and with that we have brackets, and inside that you have the first letter of the occupation. So we need to use concat function here. Concat is a function in SQL that you can import a lot of strings inside that, and it will just join it. So you can put as many strings as you want. So inside concat I want the name first, so that's why name, then the brackets open, so inside inverted quotes, then I want the first letter of the occupation only. So I will use the substring function of SQL, and inside substring I need to provide the column name, and these two values, what they mean is that this is the starting index which starts from 1, not 0. Something to note here. So 1 will make sure that it begins from the first letter, and this is the length of the string that we want. So since we just want the first letter, so that length will also be 1. Then we close the brackets from occupation order by name, because we want it in alphabetical order. Now second part again includes concat, because you have to select the count, and then a string is also there, that is there are a total of, so that string first you place it here, then you need a space, so there is a space, and then after that you this is the count operation, this is the aggregate function, and then you want to make it in lowercase the occupations values, so you will use the lower function, and then finally you have to attach an S, because it is the requirement of the question, so S and the full stop in inverted quotes. From occupations group by, we're using group by because we want collective count of a particular occupation, so group by is used, and then finally you need to order it by first the count. So the primary ordering has to be done by the count, so 2 and then 3, and the secondary ordering has to be done by the occupation. So then after count you have the occupation. So if we execute it, we get the output. So that's the solution to this question. Okay, let us move on to understanding another problem. Now this one and the pads problem, these two require the concepts that are pretty much common in college level also, and they are taught and they are also asked. Whereas row number and pivoting, these are well, I did not see them anywhere in the course of my BTech, and I'm pretty sure they are not really used a lot in college. I am not sure about some colleges. Pivoting and row number, all these are mainly used by data analysts and data scientists. So these kind of like you have a rank and dense rank, all these functions. So let us understand this report. So what it wants is that you have a table called you have two tables called students and grades. This is the students table, which has 3 columns: ID, name and marks, and the grades table has 3 columns: grade, minimum marks, maximum marks. Now so what this explains is that your grade will be 1 if your marks are between 0 and 9, your grade will be 2, and if your marks are between 90 and 100, your grade will be 10. The names of students now, that let us look at the 8 or above. So this will be, and apart from that, the name should be displayed as null. That is a lot of conditions. Second condition is that the grades it is easy but descending order. We have to, as you see in the sample output, your 10, 9, and every constraint that the question. Then if you have 2 students who have the same grade within the range 8 to 10, so you have Jane and Julia with the same grade 9, so that result has to be displayed in the alphabetical order of their names. So final condition is that if you have 2 people having the same grade below 8, then there you have to arrange them in the ascending order of their marks. Now the question may sound very confusing and there are so many things involved, but if you move on to the solution, it is pretty straightforward, and a join operation has to be used. So let us understand the solution. Okay, so looking at the output, first let us understand the approach to this problem. So firstly, we know that some sort of conditioning and if else sort of thing is required, because we have to segregate the names based on the grades. So first thing is clear that condition is required. We have to apply some condition. Second is that we need to apply join, because grade is in a separate table and marks are in a separate table. So second thing we are clear with is that we need to apply joins. Third thing is that we will have ordering, because the question specifies that some things are to be in descending and some things are to be in ascending order. So there is an if function in MySQL. The syntax here is that you have if and then you specify the condition. So if the grade is less than 8, if it's true, then what is to be done? Then null has to be displayed. If it's false, if grade is less than or greater than if grade is equal to or greater than 8, then the name has to be displayed. So yes and no, that is true and false are followed by the condition. So that is the syntax of if. Now we have selected this, then we have the grade, because what we want in our output is we want the name, grade, and finally the marks. So grade followed by marks from students, that was our first table. Join grades. Now what is the condition that we will use here? So we want our marks, so we know that the marks are between either the minimum mark or the maximum mark. So instead of this is not an equi-join, we have defined the range that the marks are between minimum mark and the maximum mark. The ordering has to be done in increasing order, in alphabetically order. So then we specify the name and we do not need to write ascending. So let us run this, and so we get the output that we wanted. I have also provided a few resources that I found online in the description box. You can go and find out more about them. They are SQL related stuff. They are interview questions and answers and other resources that you might find useful. That is it for this video. I hope you found it useful, and do give your feedback in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.